everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to tell a fortune using bones. This by no means is going to be comprehensive, but luckily there are so many resources to learn more out there, including articles I have written under a pen name, which I will link below. Hello. So, the first thing I want to say is about how to create your set. So mine is a mix of bones and charms, and it's important that the bones are found in nature so that you know there's no ethical violation going on there and that you clean them. I do it by soaking them overnight in Dawn soap and water and then using a toothbrush to take the rest of the dirt off the next day. Just make sure there's no flesh or fur or anything like that left on the bones when you do it. You'll regret it. And then soak them again overnight in a solution of 3% hydrogen peroxide. I've seen other methods out there. I like this one because it keeps a little bit of character to the bones. They're not perfectly white. And plus, you don't have to worry about any fumes getting into your house the way you might with some other methods. So that's how those are sourced. With the objects, I don't know how much of a crow you are. I am a crow. The objects I put in my set, the only thing that matters is, does their size fit with the kit? I mean, they're not huge, right? Can I easily cast them? And do I have an immediate understanding of what that object means? This, for example, it's a bullet. I don't have to sit there and think, what does this mean? I know what it means. That's what's so fantastic about it. You have to know kind of immediately, what does this say to you, so that the message is very clear. So that's my blurb about sourcing. All right. To assign meaning, one thing that's really important is to make sure to use your own associative mind. Don't go digging in dream journals, symbol books on the internet for what stuff is supposed to mean. Look at it and ask yourself, what does this mean to me? So this, for example, means home to me. And it means that because it's from a park from my hometown, and I will just never forget that meaning because it's so obvious when I see this piece. So make sure the meanings are unique to you. So now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how to read them once you've assembled your set and you've assigned meanings to your pieces. One thing you really want to have is you want to have every major life area assigned to a piece. So that's going to be, health, wealth, love, what have you. So make sure you at least have pieces to represent the major life areas that your sitters or your clients are asking about. Then you want to have other pieces that are more like adjectives or descriptors of what's going on in that life area. So you could really easily look from a bird's eye view. Okay, this is the health life area. What's around it? What does that say about that piece? What should I be relaying to the person? So going along with that kind of noun and adjective idea or life area and descriptor idea, I'm going to say really quickly what this section means. So this is me. This represents me. This represents my family. Coming up in between us is a Monopoly car on its side. So what that is saying is don't go, don't go. It's pointing towards my family, saying I should not go towards my family. And then this piece represents health. This says I, for health reasons, should not go toward my family, even though, and this represents loyalty, they are requesting that I do or offering that I do. For those of you who are watching in the future, we are now right in the midst of a global pandemic. So this answers my question very clearly about what I should be saying, at least for this time, to that invitation. And the answer is no. So the next way that you can read is by looking at pieces not for their meanings, but for whether or not they're forming a barrier. So, or any other thing. It might be a barrier, it might be a wall, it might be a tunnel to go straight from here to there. You just want to look at how are they landing in the reading. You're not just using meanings the way that you would in tarot. So here's the piece again representing me. Here's my tribe. And then this, and I don't know if you can see it because it really matches the table, but there's a bone lying, a thin bone lying between me and them. It's not a big, thick bone creating a giant wall. It's a nice little thin bone showing barrier between us. But then this piece comes up here showing good intentions, pure intentions towards each other. So there's no bad blood. The barrier exists because, obviously, of our situation with the pandemic. It's a thin barrier also because we can communicate by phone or online. Another thing you want to look at is distance. That can tell you a lot. So how far are you? Like, here's me and here's my savings goals, I guess you could say. So how far is my piece away from my savings goals? Pretty far. So it's worth looking at that too. Like, how much of a distance does someone have to travel to get to what they're trying to create or trying to do? So that's important too. You also will see this a lot with long distance relationships, where you see the piece representing you and the piece representing their partner really far apart. The last thing we want to look at is aim. So back to the bullet. We don't want to see this pointing at anybody. If it's pointing at anybody, that's really scary. It's worth asking, hey, what's going on that's really scary in your life? If it's pointing away from somebody towards another person, you want to be asking, okay, who are you really angry at? And if it's coming up sort of like alongside somebody, it shows protection. So it can mean a bunch of different things depending on how it falls. So I love this way of reading because there's so many different ways to interpret it, and it's so visceral and immediate and unique to the reader. I hope that this will help you get started in this field, or at least be interested enough to find somebody who does a bone reading and go out and get one. It's a blast. Thank you so much.